The Last Samurai ends with the samurai losing. Katsumoto dies. His way of life vanishes. Modernization wins. And we're supposed to think that's progress. But what if he was right? What if in defeating the samurai, we didn't just win? We lost something we desperately need? Not nostalgia, not romanticism, something essential about being human. Today we're more efficient, more connected, more advanced than ever. We're also more anxious, more isolated, more depressed, and more lost. The samurai saw this coming. We didn't listen. Katsumoto wasn't fighting against progress. He was fighting against progress that forgets what we're progressing toward. The samurai understood something modern culture has forgotten, that how you live matters as much as what you achieve, that the journey shapes the person, that speed and efficiency can destroy the very things that make life worth living. We called this backwards. We called this resistance to inevitable change. But maybe it was wisdom we mistook for stubbornness. What we gained. Let's be honest about what modernization gave us. Medical advances, technology, communication across continents in seconds, lives saved, poverty reduced, opportunities expanded. These aren't small things. The samurai were brutal. Their culture had rigid hierarchies and violence we rightly reject. Progress happened. We moved forward. But here's the question nobody asks. What did we lose in the trade? The samurai spent years learning to forge a single sword, not because they were inefficient, because the process mattered. Making the sword shaped the swordsmith. Every fold of the metal, every hour at the forge, built patience, attention, mastery. Compare that to now. We want everything fast. Fast food, fast fashion, fast content, fast success. We've optimized for speed, and we've lost craftsmanship. Not just in objects, in ourselves. Nobody spends years mastering anything anymore. Why would you? You can learn it on YouTube in 15 minutes. But here's what we're discovering. Fast isn't better. It's just fast. The swordsmith who spent years at the forge developed more than sword-making skill. They developed character, discipline, patience, the ability to see a project through, to delay gratification, to value quality over quantity. We've replaced this with consumption. Buy it cheap, throw it away, buy another, move fast, break things, move on, and we wonder why nothing feels meaningful anymore. The samurai knew the long, slow path shapes you. The fast path just gets you there empty. Samurai lived by Bushido, the way of the warrior. It placed honor above everything. Your reputation, your word, your integrity. These mattered more than wealth or comfort. If you said you'd do something, you did it. If you failed, you took responsibility. If you dishonored yourself, there were consequences. We call this outdated. We have contracts now, legal systems, market efficiency. But look around, corporations lie, politicians lie. Everyone's optimizing for personal gain at others' expense. And we act surprised when trust collapses. The samurai system was extreme, yes. But it recognized something true, that humans need something bigger than self-interest to organize around. Some principle that says, I won't betray you even if it benefits me. We replaced honor with incentives. People will do the right thing if the incentives align. But that only works if you can incentivize everything. You can't. Some things require character, not rewards. The samurai built character through culture. We outsourced character to systems. And we're shocked when the systems fail and there's nothing underneath. In samurai culture, you learned from a master, not a book, not a video, a human being who'd walked the path and could guide you through it. The relationship mattered. Your teacher saw you struggle, corrected you, pushed you, believed in you. This wasn't just information transfer, it was transformation. The master-student relationship shaped both people. Now we have information everywhere. YouTube tutorials, online courses, Google. You can learn anything, but information isn't wisdom. And learning alone from screens doesn't build you the same way learning from a person does. We've democratized access, which is good, but we've destroyed mentorship, which is devastating. Young people today have infinite information and zero guidance. They're lost in possibility with no one to help them navigate it. The samurai student might have had fewer options, but they had a guide. Someone invested in their development. Someone who cared if they succeeded or quit. We traded that for the freedom to figure it out ourselves. And we're drowning in options, paralyzed by choice, desperate for someone to just tell us what's worth doing. The samurai measured life by honor, loyalty, courage. Can you measure these? No, they're subjective, qualitative, human. Modern life measures everything: productivity, engagement, ROI, followers, likes. If it can't be measured, it doesn't count. But the things that make life meaningful can't be measured: love, beauty, courage, purpose. You can't graph these, you can't optimize them. So we stopped valuing them. We chase numbers instead. More money, more followers, more efficiency. And we wonder why hitting the numbers feels hollow. The samurai would rather die with honor than live in shame. We think that's crazy, but at least they had something worth dying for. What do we have? Higher quarterly earnings? More Instagram followers? We've optimized life into meaninglessness. Everything that matters, relationships, purpose, beauty, truth, these can't be measured, so they don't fit in our systems. They don't scale. They're not efficient, so we ignore them, and we're miserable. The samurai were right. If you can measure it, it's probably not what matters. Samurai culture was collective. You weren't an individual pursuing personal fulfillment. You were part of something larger. Your clan, your lord, your duty. Your actions reflected on everyone. Their approval or disappointment mattered. This created obligation, yes, but it also created belonging. You were never alone. You always mattered to someone. Modern culture glorifies the individual. Be yourself. Follow your dreams. You do you. We're the most individual culture in history. We're also the loneliest, the most isolated, the most disconnected. We traded community for freedom, and it's killing us, literally. Loneliness is as deadly as smoking. Depression and anxiety rates are through the roof, and we wonder why. The samurai knew humans aren't built for radical individualism. We need to belong, to matter to others, to serve something beyond ourselves. The samurai system was too rigid, yes, but our system has gone too far the other way. We're free, we're alone, and freedom without connection is just isolation with better marketing. So here's where we are. We're more efficient than ever, and more depressed, more connected digitally, and more lonely in person, more free to choose, and more paralyzed by options, more informed and less wise. We traded craftsmanship for speed, honor for incentives, mentorship for information, meaning for metrics, community for individualism, and we're calling this winning. The samurai lost the battle, but maybe we're losing the war for human flourishing, for lives of purpose and meaning and connection. I'm not saying go back, we can't. The samurai world is gone, and good riddance to the brutality and rigid hierarchies. But we can recognize that in our rush forward, we threw out wisdom with the old ways. We can rebuild craftsmanship in our work. Choose honor even when profit is easier. Find mentors and be mentors. Value meaning over metrics. Build communities of belonging. We don't need to choose between tradition and progress. We need to progress with wisdom, to move forward without forgetting what makes us human. The Last Samurai wasn't about returning to the past. It was a warning about the cost of progress that values efficiency over humanity. Katsumoto lost. His world ended, but his question remains. What are we becoming in the name of advancement? Are we building a world worth living in, or just a more efficient machine that crushes what makes life worth living? The samurai are gone, but their warning echoes. And maybe, just maybe, we should finally listen before we lose what we can never get back. What do you think? Was the samurai right? Let me know in the comments. And if this made you think differently, subscribe. We need more conversations like this.